ordered the pizza with extra sausage. Oh, yeah.
Hi, Quentin. I'm Julie. I'm the segment producer. Welcome back to the show. We're gonna be... Oh, my God. Is that Craig?
Yep.
Is he naked?
Yep.
Is there anyone else with him?
No, he's solo.
Where did you get that?
Well, I asked Craig to send me a copy of his movie Saving Grace, but he obviously made a mistake.
Yeah.
Hey, Quentin, good to see you, man.
Yes, it's great to be here, man.
Yeah. How's it going, Julie?
All right.
So, did you watch my movie?
Yeah, Craig, I'm just gonna go out and say it. You sent me the wrong DVD.
What do you mean? Which one did I send you?
Like, it wasn't Saving Grace, okay? It was a sex tape.
Yeah, that's the one. But don't call it a sex tape. It's an erotic journey.
Like, it isn't a journey. It doesn't go anywhere. It's just a pizza with a hole cut in the middle with your wang poking through it.
I think this just might be my masterpiece.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ferguson.
Thank you very much. Please sit down, relax. That's right. Honestly, really, that's enough. I know the warm-up comedian told you, please give your all because he's very bad, but really, you can relax. Sit down. Let the disappointment wash over you. It's like one of them M. Night Shyamalan movies, isn't it? I always, when I watch the M. Night Shyamalan movies, I'm like, what are they saying? I can't understand. There's a lady in the water. What? There's a baby in the water? A lady in the water. It's a great day for America, everybody. Yes, it is. It's a great day for one particular area of America. It's a great day in Coney Island in New York, because in a kitchen, this is true, in a kitchen on Coney Island Boardwalk, someone found a 140-year-old hot dog. That's really true. The only time I've seen a wiener that old is when I was in the CBS locker room with Andy Rooney. I have never seen anything like that. What? Ah! Now, that's enough. The US Mint have announced they're redesigning the penny. That's true. It's getting very late night around here, isn't it? What? I guess what kind of... How hot is it? I don't know. No, but they're redesigning the penny. The penny's going to have a Lincoln on the front. It's going to have Abraham Lincoln on the front and a shield on the back. And I'm thinking, Lincoln's probably thinking, oh, sure, now you give me a shield. But it's probably too soon to say that. Yeah. Bernie Madoff's daughter-in-law, Stephanie Madoff, is changing her name. She thinks the Madoff name is tainted with scandal. She wants a name with a less negative connotation. She's now been known as Stephanie Bin Laden. Hey, wait a minute. No, I'm just kidding. Now, here's what I want to talk to you about. It was on this day In 1852, John Kellogg was born. Now, who, I hear you ask, who is Kellogg? I'll tell you. He is the father of the breakfast cereal. It's true. No, it is true. I know the warm-up comedian says if there's an awkward pause, just laugh into it. No. It's all right. This is true. He was the first guy to patent dry cereal, because wet cereals had been around for years before that, but they made all the boxes soggy and nasty and like me in the 1980s. But then let's have a dry cereal. We'll add the milk later. It's like it was a burst of genius that had never been seen before. He wasn't just a cereal maker, Kellogg. He was a well-respected doctor. He actually ran a sanitarium in Michigan, and he treated something, this is true, he used to treat something called genital hysteria. I think I might have had that. I think if genital hysteria is when someone points at your genitals and laughs hysterically, then it's definitely... Yep, I've had it. Anyway, and his sanitarium was on a tight budget, right? Much like this show. And one day, they had some oats that went stale in the kitchen, and they served them out to the patients, and the patients loved them. And patients in that sanitarium were notoriously tough food critics. They were like, oh yes, I may have genital hysteria. Ah, shut up, but I know about oats. Anyway, I was reading about John Kellogg today, and I learned he was a fierce advocate of abstinence. He spent much of his time, this is true, trying to cure the human sex drive. I'm thinking, does it really have to be cured? But John Kellogg thought so, and so he tried to cure it. It's actually a good thing that Lucky Charms wasn't a Kellogg cereal. Because it would have had the pink hearts and yellow moons and blue balls, right? But people in LA don't eat cereal. People don't. It's like some of those cereals have sugar in them, and sugar is bad for you. People don't like sugar in LA. It's perfectly acceptable to inject botulism into your face, but no sugar. That's what Botox is. It stands for botulism toxic or something. It's a very harmful virus, and you tell Botox users that, and they're shocked. At least I think they're shocked. It's very hard to tell. They're like, what did you say? Cereal. Growing up, I didn't eat much cereal because my family weren't wealthy. We didn't have Fruity Pebbles. We had actual pebbles. By the way, Fruity Pebbles is the nickname I gave my testicles. It's a joke. It's a joke. I call them grape nuts. Do you know what I can't understand about the cereals? When you get the cartoon characters on that Trix rabbit on the box, I'm thinking, what the hell has the rabbit got to do with the cereal? A bunny that's not allowed to eat anything? That's not a kid's character, that is a Playboy model. And then they get the Frankenberry has Frankenstein's monster on it, and I'm thinking, Frankenstein's monster is made of sewn together body parts. Nothing says important part of a healthy breakfast is dismembered corpses. Anyway, I don't eat these sugary cereals now. I'm an adult. I only eat sophisticated adult breakfast foods like the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity. You know, when you get older, you have to be careful about what cereals you eat. You've got to keep everything, you know, moving. I don't want to be graphic, but you got to keep everything, you know, moving. Keep everything happy crappy. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
And now, Craig's Spanish word of the day. Today's word is homenaje. Homenaje.
Homenaje. Homenaje. I always try to make a sentence using the Spanish word of the day, but today I'm not doing that. It's my homenaje to the silent era of movies. I agree that was pretty lame, but how awesome is this? Yeah! 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 Do you know what I was talking about the cereal? The times that I've really enjoyed cereal in my life usually was when, you know, I was... Yeah. I don't do that anymore, but, you know, I still have cereal occasionally, but once I was eating, I had, you know, enjoyed a herbal cigarette with my roommate, and we were thinking about how all we had to eat in the house because we'd spent all our money on herbal cigarettes. So, but what we did, the only thing we had in the house was a giant, you know, these big, giant, like, huge boxes of cornflakes, like the really big ones that you can fit a house in, right? So we had one of those, and we had a couple of gallons of milk. So we put a basin down in the middle of the, like a big basin in the middle of the, between the two seats that we still had left because we'd sold the rest of the furniture for herbal cigarettes, and we put the basin down and we filled it with the cornflakes and milk. It was like this giant. Now don't try this at home, kids. It's awesome. So we filled this giant basin full of cornflakes and then filled it up with the milk, and we were just sitting back in the wonder of it was like a tasty volcano. By the way, Tasty Volcano is the name I used to dance under. Anyway, gentlemen, please welcome Tasty Volcano, Black Velvet. Anyway, some of you may remember Tasty Volcano. That was me. Anyway, we built this giant thing, and then we started, you know, we sat for a bit, and then we started eating it. We had a spoon each, and we were eating it. And then suddenly we noticed a wasp in the middle of the... Yeah, and I'm not talking about a guy from Connecticut going, I say Murphy, or anything like that. Like, a giant, creepy... Now, you think of how stoned you have to be to, first of all, think that it's a good idea to have a basin full of cornflakes. But then when you find the wasp, and you're like, ah! Ah! We ran out of the house, and we never went back. And to this day, on a dark night, when folks walk by that house, they can still hear the cornflakes. Cornflakes. Ooh, it's time for a commercial. I hope it's for a vacuum cleaner with the proper amount of suction. We'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for the email and the Twitters. Play the jingle.
Twitter. Tweeting. Ephemeral. Fleeting. Flugenweb. Base code. Twit zone. Ask mode. Checks the tweets. Und also emails.
There you go. And also emails. Alrighty, let's see what do you get. Let's see, here's an email from Sherry in Chandler in Arizona. She says, hi Craig, why do guys always have to rub their faces after they shave? Do they not know what it feels like from the day before? You know what, first of all, Sherry, I think you have to lighten the up. I mean, really. Like, what? Lighten up. Let it go. You're getting to it. The details of life, you're becoming Proustian with all this stuff. Let it go. Anyway, it's not just rub your face. Whenever I shave anything, I rub it. Even if it's not on my body. Censor that, you bastard. All right. This is from Tanya in St Andrews in Scotland. Tanya says, hi, Craig. I'm thinking about getting a tattoo to mark the end of my university life. Any ideas? Yeah. What you probably want to do is around the small of your back here, get something like, you know, something with little swirls and stuff. The little tramp stamp at the back there. That'll make everybody think that you spent a lot of money on your education. Nothing says university education like a little tattoo at the back there. You gotta get, now, listen, I love tattoos. Don't get me wrong. I got 3. I got one here, I got one here, I got one here, and I'm going to get more. But there's certain places in your body you got to be careful when you get the tattoo. You get a tattoo back there, says a certain thing about you. Or the spider web on the neck. The spider web on the neck says, I don't want this job. That's what it says. So be careful. This is from, it's a tweetie from Sarah in Escabana in Michigan. She says, Craig, do you like going to the Upper Peninsula? You're trying to elicit some kind of double entendre, aren't you? Yes, I do like going to the Upper Peninsula and the Lower Peninsula. That doesn't make any sense at all. You should just say a dirty word and then get on with it, shouldn't you? You just like penis. There you go, right? That's not a dirty word. Tootsie Fruitsy. That's a dirty word. You're welcome, censors. Right, this is from Jackie in Norman, Oklahoma. By the way, Norman, Oklahoma is the name I used to dance under. Gentlemen, please welcome Norman, Oklahoma. Black Velvet. All right, she says, I'd really appreciate it if you don't have any more guests to help you answer the tweets. Okay, promise. Really? Not even my friend? I think his skull's getting a bit slack. His jaw, I mean. Mine is too. Maybe I'll have one friend to help me answer the emails. How about, this is an email. Well, why don't you read it out, Liza? All right, I will. This is from Matt in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. Hey, Craig, have you ever fallen in love with a girl over summer vacation? What happened? Thanks, Liza. Well, I have fallen in love with a girl over summer vacation, but I don't get summer vacations anymore, because this isn't, sitcom here. There's no such thing as summer vacation and late night, especially this show. This show, I'm like Cinderella, here every night. But let me tell you this. I don't really have time to tell you what happened, but, well... Oh, wait, that's right, we don't have a flashback. See, usually when there's a flashback on the show, I can do this. And I thought, well, if I just do this, we can flash back to my summer vacation. But, of course, there were no cameras there. Wouldn't it be awesome if you could just flash back to areas of your life and just, you know, look at them? That would be like having memories. Sometimes flashbacks come to me and I don't want them to come to me. We'll be right back, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to the big dry cereal show where we're enjoying the idea of dry cereal. Nothing says Friday night like a big basin of cornflakes, 2 gallons of milk, and some marijuana. My first guest tonight, and when I say my guest, he is my guest. He's not anyone else's guest. None of you bastards even know him, so stop kidding on that you do. I know him. Yeah, we hang out at Hollywood parties all the time. I walk up to him, he says, you have to go somewhere else. It's Anyway, he's a very talented writer and director. His movie Inglourious Bastards has been nominated for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Academy Awards, including Best Screenplay and Best Director. Take a look at this clip.
Sergeant Hugo Stiglitz. Lieutenant Aldo Rain. These are the bastards. Ever heard of us? We just want to say we're a big fan of your work. When it comes to killing Nazis, I think you show great talent. And I pride myself in having an eye for that kind of talent. Your status as a Nazi killer is still amateur. We all come here to see if you want to go pro.
Please welcome Quentin Tarantino, everybody. Hey, Quentin.
Hey, man.
Hey, listen, congratulations on the movie. It's spectacular. It's really a spectacular film. I
thanks a
really
bunch.
enjoyed it. Do you know, I thought it was a little bit, parts of it, and that particular little clip there. Do you remember these movies they used to make? I'm sure you do. The Wild Geese movies.
Oh yeah,
and all,
no, totally. No, this was the starting off point on this movie was totally that kind of Guns of the Navarone, Where
Right.
Eagles Dare,
Right,
Wild
all the-
Geese,
right.
bunch of guys on a mission kind of film.
But the thing was, they made so many of these, but the time that, like, Roger Moore was, like, these guys were in their
Yeah,
70s
right,
going,
yeah, right.
it's time to kill some Nazis.
Right, yeah, exactly. No, David Niven was still making those movies like in '81.
I know.
Right?
And so it was that was the jumping off point, was to make that kind of, and you can't go wrong killing Nazis. That's the way it goes.
Yes, you can. You know, it's one of the few people that we actually
Everybody
we don't
loves
want to hear
our-
that. We don't want to hear their side.
That's right, yeah. What there? Did I hear a weird noise coming in there? Was that one of those flashbacks that I don't want? You heard that too,
Yeah,
right?
I heard that too,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was weird, yeah. Well, welcome to, the show.
Hey, what was the Spanish word again for
The Spanish word.
Homones?
Homenage. No, that's the Italian word.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Homenage.
Homenage.
You speak Spanish?
Well, from growing up in Los Angeles, I have a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
I can. When people say to me, "Do you speak Spanish?" Well, I always say "bano," and then they say that means bathroom. And then I say, "I'm sorry." You grew up in Los Angeles.
Yes, I did.
And you used to do the work in the video store next to the Comedy Magic Club.
Yes, I did. Yeah, in Hermosa Beach, Manhattan Beach.
Because
Exactly.
every time I'm talking to a stand-up comedian who's been around for any length of time, they go, "Oh yeah, I know Quentin. It's that dude that used to work in the store next to the Comedy Magic Club."
Yeah, no, that was actually it was a funny time because I remember that was the time where you could literally. Like Jay Leno was there almost every week, and
he's
Tom
still
Dreesen
there.
was there almost every week. All those guys, it was. No, he's still performance here, I think.
Yeah,
So,
no, Jay goes down there every Sunday night just to make sure Conan isn't on.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hey. She's probably cut that out. Leaving the cuss words and cut that out, all right?
No, but that was actually one of the things that one of the things that was actually kind of funny about working at Video Archives. I did not know this would be the case, but it actually kind of trained me a little bit of what it was like to, what it would be like to be when I become famous.
Right.
Because inside of that beach community, Manhattan Beach, if you owned a video recorder, then you went into our store because we had just the coolest store in we had the coolest store in Southern California. It just
Right.
happened to be in Manhattan Beach. All right. And so if you lived in that community, you went in the video store, and we ran that place like a clubhouse, and
Right.
all the guys worked there.
Maybe big basins full of cornflakes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the thing about it was, cut to like about a year, 2 years, whenever me and my buddies there would go into the movie theater, or go to a restaurant, like, hey, it's the guys from the video store. Like, hey, it's the guys from the video store. Look at the guys from the video store. And then I walk down the street, hey, Quentin, hey, Quentin, hey, Quentin.
And does that still happen now?
Well, it still happens now for different reasons.
Yeah,
Now,
right, People don't say, it's the guy from the video store. No, he's not working there anymore. Don't embarrass him. Are you happy about being famous? this?
Oh, God. Well, look, the answer is yes. If it had an off and on button, it would be like the greatest thing in the world.
Have you ever been TMZ'd or anything like that? Have they ever,
yeah, of course.
They caught you drunk or anything like that?
Actually, they've never caught me doing anything super bad, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
But you do some...
I had to think about it for a second.
Yeah.
No, I've done bad things.
That's what I'm saying.
I just haven't been caught yet.
Yeah. Well, I think that sounds like a challenge, TMZ. Are you very careful about your private life? Are you very kind of guarded?
Not,
or are you even conscious of it?
No, I mean, well, here's the thing about it. I mean, as far as like the way I live my life,
right?
I'm not guarded at all.
Right.
All right, as far as that's concerned. As far as like talking about like personal stuff in the out in public like this, it's like it's just embarrassing.
Yes.
You know, it's just embarrassing.
That's why I do it in the monologue. No, I get it. It is. It's uncomfortable. Do you use then in the writing and the directing of maybe a movie with, like Inglourious Bastards, right? Do you sometimes put people in that, even of course they're not Nazis or Nazi hunters, but you have personalities that you're dealing with in your life, and then you can perhaps murder them in effigy, sort of thing?
God, well, you know, I mean, murder them in effigy. I love that. I love that. That was a sentence that actually came on during the talk.
I occasionally have one or two every night.
That was a good one. That was a good one. No, well, you know, the thing, I don't do that, but you know what I do is. One of the reasons I like working in genre, all right, like I keep pointing at this like everyone else.
Right. So it's the DVD. I've got the DVD.
But no, but actually the idea was pointing at this like war movie poster kind of thing.
Right.
If you're working in genre, whether it's Kill Bill or whether it's this or whatever, I like the fact that I get to deal very, very personally with my life, but I get to hide in plain sight because I'm burying it inside of genre.
Right.
You know, so it's like, I mean, if I'm not married, but like say I was writing this World War II movie, and all of a sudden I was going through a divorce with my wife.
Right.
That would be in the piece.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if it would be literally in the piece, but those feelings, whatever I was going through, would be in there.
Right,
if you knew me, you'd read it and say, oh, wow, okay, this is about Quentin.
Do you ever watch a movie, because you famously love movies, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever watch a movie and try or recognize a subtext that perhaps wouldn't be available to someone who doesn't direct movies? Like if you watch it as a director, you think, I actually can see he's going through a divorce there, even although it's about a girl running through a field wearing a string or something.
Well, the thing about it, you know, actually, it's interesting what you're saying, because you don't really have to be some movie expert to be able to play the subtext game.
Right.
You know, you can watch any movie, and it doesn't matter what the director was thinking or what the people making the movie was thinking. If you can make a case for it, you can lay in a subtext into a film. It can make it a much more enjoyable way to watch the film.
Right. So by much like looking at a painting or
gay subtext, for instance.
Gay subtext
always makes every movie better.
Yeah.
Every Western gets so much better when you lay a gay subtext in. All right.
The Magnificent Seven.
I see where you're going. What it's really about.
Yeah. It was about 7 guys who just... Yeah, no, I don't know.
Oddly enough, I actually went to a screening. Of the Guns of the Navarone ones.
Right.
And Gregory Peck was there. And so was the director, J.Lee Thompson. He was still alive.
Yeah.
He was there too. And so they're talking about the movie, and then Gregory Peck says he went up to the director about into week 5 and said, I actually know now what this movie's about. And he goes, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, it's a bunch of love stories. What do you mean? He goes, well, I was in love with Anthony Quinn, but then I broke his heart. So now he's mad at me. And David Niven was in love with Anthony Quayle, but then Anthony Quayle gets killed. Anthony Quinn finds, I think it was Maria Callas or Irina Pappas, finds Irina Pappas, and I'm brokenhearted, but now me and David Niven get together at the end.
This is making me very uncomfortable. This is making me very...
And then J.Lee Thompson says, no, it's about a bunch of guys blowing up a cannon.
Yeah, that is going to... I mean, there have been... There's my wife was a film student, and her professor in, I think it was NYU, said that Casablanca was a gay love story. And I'm thinking, he's clearly out of his mind. But he's teaching this to film students.
Oh, about how Humphrey Bogart and Claude Rains fight each other.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Well, I actually did an independent movie called Sleep With Me, where I give a subtextual reading of Top Gun. That I just say the whole movie is about a man's struggle with his homosexuality.
Quentin. All right, yeah. Now listen, you bought a cinema, didn't you?
Yes, I did actually. Yeah.
Because I drive past it on my way home, and because that cinema's been there for years. Yeah. And I noticed it starting to play good movies. I'm like, what the hell is going on? You bought a whole cinema?
Yeah, it's the New Beverly. Yeah, it's a revival house. It shows double features, 35mm prints.
Right.
I think they opened up in '78, and I've been going there all through the '80s. And then they just kind of fell on some hard times and looked like it looked like it was gonna close. And being a Los Angeles resident, to me, that's one of the wonderful things about the city is we have still a one theater like this that still shows movies, still shows them in prints, not digital, and still shows cool old programming. So I bought it, and then as long as I've got money, their doors are open.
That's great, man. That's great. That's really good. So. The New Beverly, it used to be very, very cheap to get into the New Beverly. Is it still cheap?
Oh, yeah, it's still about like $5.
Really?
Yeah.
So, like, if there was a screening of Inglourious Basterds there, that would be $5. Not now, like maybe in about 5 years, right?
No. That's it might be 6. I can't remember, but it's around that.
Oh, no, it's $6.
Right,
Yeah.
It's like in fact, actually, I think you can get a little card and everything, and then you get 11 admissions.
And then you get a latte.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, well, the card is very similar to what it was like working at a video store.
Oh,
that was the thing. You get a little
thing.
video card, all right? You get an X off, 11 rentals.
That's lovely. God bless you, Quentin Tarantino. God bless you. We're out of time, but I thought you might like to. I've been doing this with some people, is ending areas of the show with an awkward pause. You're a director. Would you like to do an awkward pause?
Oh, I love awkward pauses.
All right. Well, off we go. Guests are English folk rockers. Their new DVD. Yes, this is a DVD. I'm actually very small. Their new album is called Sigh No More. They're here performing a track from that album that's called The Cave. Please welcome Mumford and Sons, everybody. Mumford.
It's empty in the valley of your heart. The sun, it rises slowly as you walk away from all the fears and all the faults you've left behind. The harvest left no food for you to eat. You cannibal, you meat eater, you see. But I have seen the same. I know the shame in your defeat. But I will hold on hope, and I won't let you choke on the noose around your neck. And I'll find strength in pain, and I will change my ways. I'll know my name as it's called again. What is yours and I'll take mine. Now let me add the truth which will refresh my broken out of your cave, walking on your hands, and see the world hanging upside down. You can understand dependence when you know the maker's land. So make your sirens call and sing all you want. I will not hear what you have to say, 'cause I need freedom now. I need to know how to live my life as it's meant to be. And I will hold on hope. I won't let you choke on the noose around your neck. Enough, find strength in pain. I will change my ways, know my name as it's called
¿Qué aprendimos en el programa, señor Craig?
Estoy aburrido.
What'd that cat say? I am a burrito? That doesn't make sense. Should have said it was a cat. Perhaps it was a gay subtext. Well, we learned tonight that I have a weird thing with Liza Minnelli's head on it. It's pretty good, isn't it? I mean, if you're sitting around the big basin of cornflakes tonight and you're watching this show, you're like freaked out right now, aren't you? The famous Minnelli hand move. That makes me laugh. All right, what else did we learn? Oh, during the Twitter email segment, we learned that whenever I shave anything, I rub it afterwards. Sometimes I rub it before. Sometimes I rub it and I don't even shave it. Sometimes I'll shave and rub. I would never, and sometimes I rub and don't shave, but I would never shave and not rub. You know what? I'm actually going to unlock the mystery of why guys rub their faces after they shave, to see if there's any hair left on. I know you think we're stupid, but we have our little ways. For example, a guy who has a big moustache won't rub his moustache. When he's shaving, he knows it's there. He'll just work his way around. Oh, we're out of time. Better get the show wrapped up quickly then. Don't want to be going over. There's ShamWows to sell. If you clap, I can end the show on that. As long as you stay quiet, I can drive him crazy. All right, it's the end of the week. Good night, everybody. Good night.